Okay, so I've just come up with a little idea. As you know, we fetched this filter off Rich. See by the stains on the floor, I've got PP in it. But what I wanted to do was flush it through. I had that pump off Rich as well. Cut the plug off. As you can see, I put a new plug on it. Had me in the net. The budgie smuggler. So what I'm going to do, sorry about the noise of them, you got all the dickheads out of school on the bikes, are you? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rig this up with an idea, if it works, which will clean that, and clean that. Catch you in a bit. Okay, then just a simple idea. That pump, believe it or not, is powerful. I did find a crimp in the wire, so I'll split the outer cable, just to be on the safe side. I've got to be careful when I show you. There it is. I haven't, you can actually see on that blue wire there. I don't think it's broke it, but I will insulate that. So my idea is, sorry about the camera work. This has been soaking in PP all night. I should have flushed it first. So my plan is, fill that with water, but I don't think the hose pipe will keep up with it. I've just tried it. That will then suck the water out of there, obviously through the filter into the drain until there's clean water come out. Then what I'm going to do is put PP in there, oil dosage, which will clean the pump, clean all the pipe work. But then this pipe, instead of going to the drain, it'll go back into that bucket. So all it's doing is circulating the PP through the filter, and see how that works. So I'm just going to stop that hose pipe there, and I'll show you what I've done. Bit of a rigmarole because I've had to come over here, plug that in. Straight away you can hear it flushing through. Look at that. I've got the hose pipe on, look how quick that's going down. But I need to do that until that water comes out clear. I've got to go and turn it off now, of course. That's empty already. Okay then, so the hose is filling the tub up again. I put on waiting to run clean, which I'm happy with that now. I bought the extension lead right where I'm standing, rather keep walking backwards and forwards like a numpty. There's a trial run without any PP in. Sorry about the camera work, I'm using the tripod now. This pipe now, it's awkward trying to film, and that pipe now has got to go back round. Remember the catch that? So hopefully now the water should suck out there and circulate itself back round. And then I shouldn't have to keep topping it up then. So I'll just plug that in and try that, see what happens. Got a leak somewhere. Oh, it's off that there. Not to worry, I can just pinch them up after. As long as it's working, there you go, so that shouldn't. I'll turn that hose pipe off now. If I get PP in that now, that should flush the whole system out. And I can also give that a blast. So that's all good. Turn that back off. So there you go. I'll just flush that out there. Trying to film that is, and do the job at the same time. Look at that, right by the Kevin extension lead. So I'll get my PP and rig it all up. I know you have a lot of you have seen PP mix before. Now what they say is, that's in boiling hot water. Now they say put an air stone in, obviously to circulate it, so it dilutes, because it's crystals. The only thing is I've found when you put that in, it's that hot, melts the glue off the plastic and your stone comes apart. So I'm going to leave that in there now for about 10 minutes, put it in the bucket and see what results we get flushing it through the filter. Okay then, so as you can see I've got the PP in. If I can just lift that pipe now, should be which one I've got? Oh, one, that's the pump. Sorry about the camera work, you can see the PP now is flowing through the filter and back into that bowl. So I'll just flush that through for a couple of hours I suppose. We'll leave it till as late as I can tonight. Turn it off and just let it soak in overnight. That's a better idea than just letting it sit, I think. You can actually just see the purple through the spyglass, so I'll clean all that up before I put it all back together. I have just took the UV apart. Rich did say to check the fuse with the bulb, so I've just took that apart. I'll do a video on that because that's actually corroded, so, which is common on these anyway. I've had these before, and the box filters with the built-in UV, you get condensation in them. I'm hoping not to save it, it ain't that bad, it don't seem that bad anyway, so I'll strip it before I buy a new bulb and test it, and I'll probably do a video on that. So I've took the UV apart, struggled. I have actually cleaned them up a little bit. I'm going to change them. Now the condensation gets in them, I ain't got a clue. I've cleaned that up. That eye rust, that's a bit of copper grease. Micro switch. The wires on there, again, bit of copper grease. Both them wires there was rusty. And the 6 screws, you can see them in there. And inside there's corroded. So I've ordered some spray to see if I can clean them. I've got little attachments to my Dremel. I'm just too big. I was going to try and run, just with my fingers, a little drill bit in it. So I'll wait for the electric, and I can't get them screws out the top. The electric cleaner to come. I can't get them screws out. I've even tried a magnet. See how black them. That was all corroded on the top of there, that little bar. Cleaned that up. The circuit board itself looks okay. Go on, have a pigeon on the roof. It's right the shit out of me. This looks all okay. Pigeons try to land on the plastic roof, silly mare. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop these off, put new spades on, take them out, put 2 new wires in. That's just an earth, I'll take that off, put a new wire in there. My biggest concern is if I can turn it out without everything falling out. It's inside there, so I'm going to unscrew that and see if I can take that out. I'm hoping I can get it out, you see 4 wires, I'm hoping I can get that out. But if they've corroded in them holes, I can't see it working if I'm honest. Well, as you can see, it's all in bits. Now we're going to try and get the rust out of there. So what I've tried to do, if I can find where I've put it, try to make a little wire brush out of enough cut, scrub the hole. Now we're going to try and find a way of cleaning it out. Ooh. Okay, so I've been struggling to clean the inside of them terminals there. look a lot cleaner than what they did. I put a little drop of silicone cleaner in it, and what I've done, I've cut a small piece of copper wire off. Focus. There you go, small piece of copper wire off. And what I've done, I've put that in each one of them holes and drilled it. Now I'll just go and see if I can find my tripod. See if I can show you what I mean. Okay, here goes. Placed into the hole. Don't know how good you can see this, because I'm trying to get that in there like that. Move it along to the next one. Isolate all them copper fibres. I'm cleaning the inside. And then the last one. That's at the end of that there, though it's tear it all up. And what I have been doing is undoing that, putting it back in. I suppose I could try it on reverse this time. Yep. Just to show you a piece of wire. Just the one done. I'm hoping it's clean and how tight that is to get back out. Oops. I think it's so tiny you can't really tell. Only when I plug it in I'll know whether it's worked or not. I have ordered some proper electric clean. I'm going to wait for that to come first before I put it all back together. Spray it with that, blow it all out, and then see what happens. Don't think you can actually buy that fitting. It'd be great if I could, because I could just chop them white wires off there and put them into a new one of them. We've got to work with what we got. So, oops, that's how I've cleaned inside them. Okay, after stripping all the bits off yesterday, been able to get me some electrical cleaner. So what I've done, I've given this circuit board a complete spray. All them screws at the top, sorry, all them inside there I've sprayed them. The whole circuit board I've sprayed. This little coil here, I've sprayed that. Just leaving it to soak. I'll spray it again, clean it again. I'm just about putting this back together now. What I done yesterday, I made some new wires. I think I said in the video earlier, you can see the white mark on there. I've pulled this forward, chopped it off because these wires was black and the contact's now good. So I'll strip them down to new wire and I shall take them off and replace them. I've sprayed that and cleaned that one. As you can see, I've made a new earth with that. Put the green and yellow on so that there was anybody else who's going to have it. And I'll put 2 more spade ends on them, make 2 new wires for that. The thing is, I've got to watch these. I don't think it's that red. There's 2 different reds on it. I don't know if I'll throw the other red wire away. it's more brown, so that's just what I've got to keep an eye on. I don't get the colours mixed up. So I'm just starting to put it back together now. Also, I cleaned the bulb up yesterday. I don't know if I showed that on a previous video. Copper wire brush. I've also sprayed that. I don't know whether that bulb will work anyway. It don't look it. But the elements inside, whether you can catch them. The elements inside seem okay, but they do look burnt. So I'll get it all back together. Try that bulb just see if it works rather than buy a new bulb. But they're only 10 quid for two. So I'll put a few components back if I can remember how to do it. And show you the progress later. A bit of fiddling and a bit of fettling and it's all back together. All new connectors, new earth, all been cleaned up. That looks really clean anyway, so I'm hoping that I've been affected. All I'm concerned about is the circuit board. There was one of the terminals on there, looked a bit rusty. I've sprayed it. Let's see what happens when I put it back together. And like I said, I've cleaned the bulb up. I'm very expecting this to work. I'm just debating whether to put a voltage through that to see if there's any power to the bulb first. I think I might try that, but I'll do that off camera because obviously it's UV. All we've got to do now is wait for it to stop raining. Clean this sealant from round here. I don't know why people put sealant on, I'm sure, but clean the sealant off the lid and get it back together. Hopefully it'll work. I'm doing a little bit on the seal now. Biting white silicone. Tell you zooming in properly. I have got a level all off, as you can see all over the table. Don't know why anybody's put sealant on it. Manufacturer's thing. I've got right round to the last bit. Washer. So what I'm doing now with the razor blade. It's an old razor blade, by the way. I've got it in the voice, just scratching that white sealant off the rubber slowly as I can. Hopefully I can try and reseal it and glue that back together. I've just come to put this UV back together and notice this cover, and I was wondering why there's 4 connectors sticking out there. Why would that be there for a UV? So I've decided to take that cover off, and it's actually an automatic cleaning filter. And my missus did say, Rich did tell me, so sorry Rich, I missed that bit, mate. So I've just took the cover off. Again, bit of condensation. Just going to take them screws out, clean them up, and just check them contacts there, make sure them clean underneath. Oops. Take the screws out. That looks clean. That looks rusty. That looks rusty. So I'm just going to take them out and check them before I put it all back together again. Brucey bonus. Don't really get to catch that on camera. I've removed the first screw, which is the earth. Now I've just wire brushed the screw. Left that in a bit of thread just so I don't clean the thread up. Now I've just took that little bit out. The rust's even gone down to that last little bit. So what I'm going to try and do on this, and please don't copy what I do, I'm going to put a little bit of copper grease on it just to try and stop it reoccurring. It's mad really how you can actually get condensation inside there. That's a sealed unit with the rubber gasket, but I don't know whether you can make out the dirt inside there and around this corner here. Try not to move it, not to knock the screw out. You can see dirt in it, which is telling me when that was made in manufacturing there was dirt under that seal, so that seal was sitting right. You can also see it all around there, look. And that's not just because I've took the cover off, that is actually in the rubber. I've just been trying to rub that with a screwdriver, so I'll brush that out. What I'm thinking of doing is putting a tiny little bit of Vaseline on there to help it seal and hopefully keep the water out. There's just that one screw there that's got some rust on, and the collar there, so you can actually see that I'm upside down at the moment, there, and that there. I'll get my wire wheel on. I up them after me. I'll just me trust a little Parkside Dremel, clean them up. There's another bolt down there as well. Don't want to disturb it too much, I don't want to break it, so I don't know where that actually comes off there, so I'm not going to bother disturbing it. Just try and get as much rust off as I can and put a little bit of copper slip on it. Hopefully it'll prevent it happening again. There we go. I've put the old bulb in it, getting no life out of that at all. I don't know, I'm going to spend a tenner on a bulb to find out the shaky board's now good, but I've got to buy a bulb, so I've ordered one, wait for that to come, test that, see if it works. Yes, there you go, there's one there. All the foam's in that one, just all crumbled, so I'll throw them away. I don't know where you get foam from to fit it, so that's one I bought years ago. Again, you can see where the UV was, corroded. Really shit design really on all of them. It's just one mech, it's all of them. They all condensate, corrode the terminals, and they just eventually just corrode and break and stop working. I'll wait for the bulb to come, try it out, do a video on that, see if that works, and let you know. I've had to wait for a few days to get the replacement bulb for the UV off this filter that I had off Richie, the Earl of Shrewsbury Koi, and as you can see the light's on and there's nobody in, so it's working, folks. Big thank you to the Earl of Shrewsbury, Richie, known as the Budgie Smuggler. Got it working. It was just the UV or a fuse like Rich thought it was. Obviously I've had to strip it down. The problem is now the seal, as you've seen, I broke the seal. The only one I can find, well I say the only one, there's 3 different sizes, small, medium and large. How on earth can you tell what's what? It don't say it on the seal. But the thing is now, I'm back in the filter house, I can't find the seal. I've got a piece of wire. If you try and measure elastic, it stretches, or rubber, so you can't get a proper reading. So I've got a piece of wire, lay the rubber on the table and measured it that way with using a piece of wire, but I just can't find the seal for love nor money. So please don't, if you don't know nothing about electrics, please don't mess, find somebody that does. And thankfully that filter now will serve its purpose. Again, cheers Rich, cracking bit of kit mate. Ta-da! Found the seal. If you find this video interested, please share it, subscribe if you don't mind, and as always folks, don't forget to polish our thumb. Until next time.